Hi everybody, this is Mr. Funky Teacher with MrFunkyTeacher.com, and what I want to do right now is I want to talk to you about how to simplify fractions. And so I'm going to go ahead and write up here what we're focusing on. We're simplifying fractions right now, everybody. Now, in order to simplify fractions, one of the biggest skills that you need to use when simplifying fractions is the skill of finding the greatest common factor. Now, if finding the greatest common factor is a challenge for you, do make sure you go back and check out my video on finding the greatest common factor. Now, what I want to do is I want to go and put a fraction up here. Let's go ahead and put up here 12/16. We have 12/16 up here on the board, everyone. And what we want to do here is just think about, is this in simplest form? Is this fraction in simplest form? Well, we need to do some thinking here to see if it's in simplest form. I'm just not sure. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go ahead and break it down and see if it's in simplest form. So let's go ahead and let's take 12 and 16 and let's go ahead and find the factors of each one of those numbers, and then we can see if they have a greatest factor between them that's common. So we know that 1 will go into 12, of course. 1 times what equals 12? 12, that's right. 1 times 12 is equal to 12. And then does 2 go into 12? Yes, that's right. 2 times 6 is equal to 12. And now, does anything else go into 12? Let's keep on going up the line here. Does 3 go into 12? 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 4. 3 times 4, that's right. 3 times 4 is equal to 12. So the factors of 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. Now, the factors of 16 are, well, we got to work them out here. We know that 1 goes into 16. 1 times 16 is equal to 16. Does 2 go into 16? 2 times 7 is 14. 2 times 8 is 16. So 2 times 8 is equal to 16. Now does 3 go into 16? Well, 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 6 is 18. So it wouldn't. Does 4 go into 16? Well, 4 times 4 is 16. So let's see here. The factors of 16 are 1, 2, 4. These are the same. 8 and, of course, 16. Now, is there a factor here that you all see that they both have in common? One that both 12 and 16 both have in common, everybody. Well, of course, they both have 1 in common. That's a common factor. 2's a common factor. Do they both have 3? No. Do they both have... they both have 4. Now it doesn't really matter which 4 because 4 is 4. It's all the same. So they both have 4 in common. Do they have 6 in common? No. Do they have 12 in common? No. 8? No. 16? No. The biggest one that they have in common is what? That's right. The 4 is the greatest one they have in common that they both share. And so, we're not done. We just use the process of finding the greatest common factor to help us with simplifying these fractions. Now what we do with that 4 that we found here is we have to go and simplify with that. So we have to divide the top and bottom both by that 4. So, whenever you divide the top by 4, you divide the bottom by 4. Whenever you do something to the top, you always do it to the bottom. Or whenever you do something to the bottom, you always do it to the top. So, 12 divided by 12 is equals 3. 16 divided by 4 is equal to 4. Now, we have, 3 over 4, or 3/4 as the answer here. So we used our greatest common factor to help us simplify. So 12/16 is equal to 3/4. We use that process to help us. And one little chant that I have my 5th grade students use to always help them remember what they need to do when they're simplifying. If they ever see, if they ever get solve an addition or subtraction fraction problem, whenever they get done, they know they need to check to see if they need to simplify. And if they have to try to remember, well, what do I do when I simplify? Well, of course, you got to find some factors so you can find the greatest common factor. So the chant that I have them do, and you can do this too to help you, is they do the simplify factor, simplify factor, simplify factor. Whenever you simplify, you factor. Say it again. Simplify factor. Whenever you simplify, you have got to find the factors so you can simplify it in order to simplify your fraction, everybody. I hope this explanation helps as you simplify fractions, and have an incredible day solving your fraction problems.